Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Miniart. This is a completely new plastic. As you can see, it copies P-47D, and this time we get a 25RE version, so it's the famous Thunderbolt. In 1/48 scale, it should be interesting to see whether this plastic will be better than the famous Tamiya offering. And of course, we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. This is the final shape of this release, and nothing will change in the kits which will be sold in the model shops. So first of all, I have to note that the kit number is 48009, and we have also this small writing that it's basic kit, so I'm not sure what exactly it means. Probably we do not get the P parts here, and maybe there are no other bonuses in terms of the internal features, because I remember that Miniart was introducing the new, let's say, packaging system, so there was a basic kit and also higher tier kits which include more bonuses. So this time we get the initial release, which is a basic kit, and as you can see, box art is really nice. So here is comparison with my hand. It's a typical box for Miniart. Here on the side you'll also find some information about the manufacturer and some safety advices in case you don't know how to work with plastic kits. And here on the opposite side we have also the two, let's say, decal maps, and of course the small sign of the cartograph that they're printed there, and we also have two marking options. So I guess that will be pretty much all what we have inside. So I think the basic kit was actually also different in terms of the amount of the marking options inside, so that's also quite important thing. Now I am trying to open the box because it's a bit of a tight fitment. And here is what we have inside. So as you can see, we have all frames in this sealed plastic bag. So I will open it in a second and we will start checking everything one by one. So just give me a moment. But again, I will repeat it, that this Thunderbolt plastic is completely new, and it was announced some time ago, but only now we see it out and available as the, let's say, commercial product. So that's why for me it was interesting to see what is exactly the different here and why it would be better than the Tamiya kit, which we are, let's say, used to consider when we are thinking about 1/48 scale Thunderbolt. So now I opened the plastic bag and it's a bit of a mishmash here. So just give me a second. Because inside we also have two plastic bags and also the fuselage halves, which were free out of any bags, so quite a strange packaging. But if I zoom in here, you can see the first part, let's say. So this is the fuselage half, and that's the right half. It is molded together with the tail fin. We have nice recessed panel lines and rivets. And here, maybe I will try to bring it closer so that you can see these external features by yourself. In my opinion, they look great. I'm not going to compare it with the drawings because I don't have them. So in case you have some tips about the shape of the fuselage, feel free to write in the comment section. And here, by the way, if I flip it over, we have the guiding elements, but the cockpit, I guess, will be assembled separately and then just inserted into the fuselage. So that's also, I would say, an option, especially in this scale. Maybe it will allow us to get the more features in the model. Next, we continue with this left part, and here we have pretty much the same stuff. And as you can see, the overall quality looks great. And I think you remember the previous aircraft releases in 1/35 scale from Miniart. So this one is, I would say, on exactly the same level. So there are no unpleasant surprises whatsoever. And I hope that these parts will be actually easy to combine together. Next, we had the separate plastic bag with the canopy. So with the canopy parts, we have nice molding quality, but as usual, Miniart does not have any masks included. So in case you will have to cover them somehow, you will have to cut them by yourself or maybe wait for some aftermarket. And note also this main section. So it is, in my opinion, it's a bit on the thick side because as you can see, we have a bit of the distortions on the glass on the clear part. So it's up to you whether you would like to find something up for scale, but well, for out of the box build it should be enough. And of course you can open the cockpit with these parts. So here we have pretty classic set of features. Next, as I said, we have one more plastic bag. Actually, there were two of them sealed inside, so I'm going to cut through the sealed part. In the meantime, I can also remind you that you can support us with a small donation, because with your help we are able to get some special kits which are quite interesting to check. And you've seen some videos already on the channel when we were actually buying kits with your donations, so that's really cool. And of course you decide how much you would like to donate, so all of the donations are quite important and they really help us. So next we continue with the first, let's say, sprue. And here you can see the wing parts. So each side of the wing should be assembled out of two hulls. We also have the cooling panels. With the cooling panels I can see that we have quite an interesting design. I wonder if it is actually repeating the panel lines, because as you can see here we have the lower section molded as a single piece part, and maybe it's worth zooming in so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here is this part. And as you can see, we have the this middle panel line in place, but here where the cooling panel should be smooth, it is smooth, and this is quite important in this scale. Next we continue with landing gear legs here, and we have two options for the legs, which is also quite nice. And here, by the way, you can see the wing panels, so pretty much the same feature set as what we had on the fuselage. And here we have those cooling panels, so quite a smart design, and I really hope that the cooling is assembled according to the panel lines. Here, by the way, you can see also some of the internal features for the main wheel wells, so they look great and they definitely deserve some washing done in order to have even more impressive appearance. Next we continue with another portion of the frames without plastic bag. So that's why I was saying that it's somewhat confusing why we have such packaging, but here it is. So we have the engine parts, we have also two types of the propeller, as you can see. Actually, these are just separate blades, they should be combined together. But as for the engine, Edward, in its, let's say, best traditions, we have here the, not the Edward, Miniart, sorry, but we have the quite nice detailed engine here. A lot of, I can see the features will be added separately. For example, here you can see also exhausts, and of course it definitely deserves some careful painting. And even though I do not see any P parts here, still the engine looks fine for this scale, and maybe with these separate engine panels it would be possible to somehow expose it on your model. Next we continue with another gray plastic sprue. So here we have the landing gear wheels, we also have the cockpit parts, and we also have some parts for the main wheel wells, for example those machine gun barrels for the wing, and also some of the landing gear leg parts as well. And if I zoom in here, you can take a look at the cockpit part. So a lot of pre-molded features. The instrument panel looks fine in my opinion. The same can be said about those rudder pedals. For out of the box build they should be okay, even if you plan to open the cockpit. And here you can see the landing gear wheels. So for the landing gear wheels, well, we do not have the features on the tire walls as far as I can see, so if I bring them closer you can see it with your own eyes. So I have no doubt that we will see some aftermarket, probably from Edward, and that would be definitely a good addition, because those wheels are quite large and they are a noticeable upgrade if you replace them on your model. And here you can check those parts from the opposite side. Okay, next we continue with another sealed plastic bag. So again, I'm going to open this bag and we will take a closer look. So here we have, as far as you can see, the external equipment. This means the fuel tanks, bombs, and also bazookas. which can be installed under wing, as you remember. And we also have this under fuselage tank, which has quite special shape, and it looks interesting once you get it on the model. If we flip it over, all of this stuff has the guiding elements inside. It means the guiding pins, so it will be easier to align these parts, and definitely it will speed up the overall assembly process, so do not worry about this. Now I am going to cut through another plastic bag, but I'm not sure if it's necessary, because basically what we have here is another set of the same sprues what we have here. So quite an interesting packaging, I would say. Obviously you will not have the ability to use all of the external fuel tanks and other accessories, so definitely some of these things they will stay for your spare parts box. Now I'm opening another plastic bag, as you can hear. That's actually the last gray plastic sprue, and it carries the remaining plastic parts which we haven't seen yet. So just give me a moment. Okay, so here it is. We have the tail wings, we have also the separate rudder, we have again the cooling flaps. I can see that there are two positions, open or closed. We also have the rear armor wall for the cockpit, we have also those wing mechanization parts, and again the external features, they look pretty much the same as what we had on the wings. And the tail wings, as far as you can see, they are molded as a single piece part, which is really cool. You don't have to combine any two hulls together. And note that landing gear doors, they are quite plain. I wonder actually if they give you the chance to build the aircraft with the closed landing gear bay. So for this we will have to open this plastic bag, and this is quite unusual for Miniart. As you can see, we have the plastic bag with the decals and assembly manual. It's sealed. So I'm going to cut through it right now. And as you remember, we have two decal sheets. Both are printed in cartograph, and that's why you shouldn't be worried about any possible quality issues. Usually cartograph is very nice in terms of the printing. Doesn't matter which symbols they are, let's say, releasing, they are still looking good. So let's remove this gray plastic sprue and take a look at the decals. So for the decals, we have, that's the first decal sheet, and I will close the lenses and zoom in a bit, so now you can see what I'm talking about. We have also some cockpit decals, no seat belts as far as I can see. Maybe they will be on the second decal sheet, but here we have only the instrument panel, and well, everything looks good. We have also the stars pre-cut, so they are, let's say, shaped in a necessary areas, so that you don't have to do any cut-throughs. And next we have the second decal sheet, so this one is a bit smaller, and here we have the stencils. What is quite interesting, that note that those segmentations are also named. As you can see, we have the left, right wing, and this is quite handy because it will give you a better understanding of where to apply all those writings. Definitely useful, and it's a must-have for a 1/48 scale. And last but not the least is the assembly manual. So this one is printed as a colored brochure. Here we have to zoom out a bit, move the sticker. So on the first page we have the list of the features. It's written that 3 types of wheels are included, decals only for 2 markings, and we have also hatches which can be opened or closed, so we will see which ones. And here you can see the parts map. So all parts look exactly the same as what we had here, so no surprises. And assembly process starts with the pilot seat. So here you can see that we have the actually seat belts. They were pre-molded on the seat, so in case that's enough for you, then definitely go with this option. And also I can see, I'm not sure if it is actually the P parts, because I don't remember those being pre-molded on the seat itself. So we can actually check it on the parts map probably. Yeah, it is pre-molded here, as you can see. So yeah, somehow it wasn't that noticeable on the actual plastic part. But as you can see, we assembled the cockpit as the separate tub, and then this tub is inserted in between the fuselage halves. And next we continue with the cooling panels. So here we installed the firewall, and then the next step is actually to assemble the engine, install it onto this bulkhead. And what is next? Here we have the cooling being assembled. So as far as you can see, these panels are actually repeating the panel lines on the actual thing, and this is really great because you won't have to deal with any seams and gaps in this area. Note that this flap, for example, can be opened or closed, also quite a useful feature. And for the landing gear, we can do the open or closed version as well. So this is really a great thing, especially considering that not that many brands are actually going this way. So even the main landing gear doors, they can be in a closed or open position. And I can see that we have also the version to replicate the chassis under load. So this is also something new because I don't remember such thing in the other manufacturer kits. And here, by the way, you can see the closed version option. Next, we have the propeller installed onto the aircraft. We assemble the canopy. And interesting that they do not show that you can open the canopy, but we have this main section separately, so obviously you can do it. And we have the armament, so we have several types of the drop tanks. We have also the smoke tank here. It should be somewhere here. Yeah, smoke grenade, it's named here. We also have the bombs and also this rocket launcher or bazooka if you prefer. We have the loadout scheme here. We have the stenciling guide here. And next we continue with the marking guide. So these two markings are from August 1944 and summer 1944 here. Some modelers would like to replicate this checkered coding with the masks. It's your decision. If you're, let's say, able to do this, then definitely go for it because it will look a bit more realistic, and the same can be said about these invasion stripes. And here you can see also the painting guide for the external equipment, which is really great because it is combined also with the stenciling guide. So overall, we have a quite nice release in 1/48 scale from Miniart. It should be already available, so I have no doubt that we will see future versions quite soon, but this one is definitely worth getting if you are planning to build this aircraft, you are a fan of this aircraft and you would like to try something new instead of the good old plastic from Tamiya. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.